Okay, so this is one of the applications in mathematics of finance. How do you compute for the credit card bills? So in credit cards, when we use credit cards, we are actually loaning in the company or from the company which issued the credit card. There is frequently an added cost to the consumer who purchases on credit, most especially if you are not able to pay for that credit or for that loan, for that purchases that you buy using the credit card when you are not able to pay for that before the due date. So most credit card companies issues monthly bills during a billing date. So for example, if your billing date is 10th of the month and you had purchases, you use the credit card during the month of April, your monthly bill will you will receive your monthly bill on the next month of April. Next month of April is May, during the May 10th, the 10th of May. But that's only you are only receiving the bills, right? The due date will be 1 month after that. So the due date on the bill is usually 1 month after the billing date. If you are not able to pay in full by the due date, you will be receiving finance charges or interest charges, and it will be added to your next bill. So for example, you use the credit card, you applied for a credit card during let's say January 10. That means your billing date will be 10 day of the month. If you made a purchase, let's say on April 15, then you will receive the bill for that purchase on the next month or on the 10th of the next month, which is May 10. The due date will be another month from May 10, which is June 10. So you would have to pay for the bills before June 10. Otherwise, you will receive finance charge. Interest charges on the outstanding balance will start to accrue or to be added on June 10, and any purchase made after June 10 will immediately start accruing interest. So if you have an outstanding balance and the due date has passed and you still keep on using the credit card, the interest added will be much higher. Okay, this is how you will be swimming in debt. Malulubog sa utang, no? How do you compute for the finance charge? You use the average daily balance method. So the average daily balance method is just the division of the sum of the total amounts owed each day of the month divided by the number of days in the billing period. Let's use that in calculation. So let's say you have an unpaid bill for 315 had a due date of April 10. That means you were not able to pay for the bill and the due date has passed. The due date was April 10 and the outstanding balance was 315. But still, you made the purchase of $28 on April 12 and another purchase of $123 on April 24. You paid a certain amount, $50, but not so much, on April 15. The next billing date is May 10. So again, you were not able to pay during the due date on April 10. You had an outstanding balance, but still you made some purchases. In the middle of April, you paid $50. But again, there are still outstanding balances. So how much will you have to pay in the next billing date, which is May 10, if the average daily balance have an interest of 1.5% per month? Compute for the finance charge. So in solving for the credit card bill, you would have to be organized. You will have to use a table. So first, you do some setups. So the first column will be the dates, and then the second column will be payments or purchases. So April 10, that was the due date. You start with April 10 as the first date to 11 since you had a purchase on April 12. You don't put anything here, so since you didn't have any payments or purchases. April 12 to 14, you made a purchase of $28 specifically on April 12. Why 12 to 14? Since you will be paying $50 on April 12. Okay? Then April 24, you made another purchase of $123. That's why here your date is from April 12 to 23 is your $50 payment. It's negative because it's a payment. It's subtracting from your total bill. Purchases are positives since it should be added in your bill, and payments should be negative since it should be subtracted from your bill. April 24 is when you made the purchase until the date included date are until May 9, since on May 10 is the billing date. You have another column. Okay, this is why you need to keep track of your payments and purchases. So you can know the balance that you have, your outstanding balance. So from April 10 to 11, or on April 10, since you weren't able to pay for your bill, 315. This was your bill during the due date. You made the purchase of $28, so you add 28 to 315. So this is now 343. You pay $50, so you subtract $50 from that, and you get 293. You made another purchase, $123. So your outstanding balance now is 460. The next column that you will have is the number of days until the balance changes. So you can see here your balance was 315 and then it changed to 343 since you had the purchase on April 12. So there were 2 days before 315 became 343. 2 days before the balance changes. Here, on the second column for the number of days, 12, 13, 14, so 3 days before it changes. 15, 16, 17, and so on until 23, it's 9 days. So if you want to compute for this, 23 divided 15 would be 8. You add plus 1. Okay? So you would get 9. 24 to May 9, April 24 to May 9, 24 minus 9 is 15. You add another 1 plus 1, so 16. In the final column, unpaid balance multiplied or times the number of days. So 315 times 630, 343 times 3, 1029, and so on. So you add this last column, what you get is 10,952. Don't worry, this is not the amount that you're going to pay, of course. Here is when you use the average daily balance method. So your $10,952 is actually your dividend, the numerator here. Sum of the total amounts owed each day of the month, divided by the number of days in the billing period. So 30 days. Why 30 days? Since you made your purchases during the month of April. So April 10, um, January, February, March, April. April doesn't have a 31, or April only have 30 days. So 10 to April 10 to April 30 is 20 days. And then from May 1 to May 10, since May 10 is the due date, is the new due date, that's also 10 days. So 20 plus 10, you have 30 days in the billing period. So 10,952 divided by 30 is equivalent to 365.07. So again, this is not your final answer. This is not the interest that will be added in your credit card bill. So to find the finance charge, you will use the simple interest formula. I equals P times R times T. P being the average daily balance. The 365.07, 0.015. Remember, this is the interest on the average daily balance. 1.5, or in decimal form, 0.015 multiplied by 1. 1 meaning 1 month, since you are computing per month. So the finance charge will be 5.48. Okay. So the balance, which is the balance during May 9, 416, plus the finance charge of $5.48. That's your that's what you have to pay the credit card company. Okay, here is another example. So an unpaid bill of 620 had a due date of March 10. A purchase was made on March 15 and March 30. So 214 and 67 respectively. You made the payment $200 on March 22. The interest on the average daily balance is 1.5 as well per month. What is the finance charge that will appear on your April 10 bill? So you have to be organized with your dates, no? It should have made sense to you, since you have a column where you compute for the number of days until the balance changes. Okay, so the due date was on March 10. You made a purchase on March 15. So in the first column of the first row of the dates, it should cover March 10 to 14. And then March 15 is when you made the purchase. You paid on March 22. So the dates should be March 15 to 21. March 22 is when you made the payment, but you made another purchase on March 30. So this should be March 22 to 29. March 30 is when you made another purchase amounting to $67. And then now you have the bill on April 10. So this should cover March 30 to April 9. So in the second column would be the payments and purchases, or purchases. Don't put anything on the first row since you didn't made any payments or purchase. March 15 you did 214, as well as on March 30 67. So positives. But on March 22 you made a payment, so negative. That should be deducted on your bill. So the cumulative balance each day. 620 is your unpaid dues. You add the purchase, 834. You subtract the payment, 634, and then you add the last purchase before the next bill. So your outstanding balance is 701. You compute for the number of days. 14 minus 10 is 4, plus 1, 5, and so on. You multiply these columns. 620 times 5 is 3,100. 634 times 8 is 5,700. 5,072. Then you add all of this. This is my average daily balance, 21,721. I divided this by 31. Why 31? Since I made the purchase on March 10, during the month of March, rather. And March has 31 days. January, February, March. So from March 10 to March 31 is 21 days, and then April 1 to April 10 is 10 days. So I have a total number of 31 days in my billing period. So 21,721 divided by 31 is 768. This is not your bill, but this is the principal that you will use to compute for the finance charge. So PR times T. 0.015 is the interest on your average daily balance, and 1 for 1 month, for the month of March to April. Your interest is equivalent to 10.51, or your finance charge on top of the outstanding balance, 701, is $10.51.